Hi, my name is Raven. Welcome back to my channel. And if you do enjoy my content, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Oh, I got a new Halloween shirt, pumpkin. So today I just want to talk about because I barely realized that it's almost going to be October the 20th in 2 days. And that's the day of the podcast for my poem I did called My Body. Oh, I'm so excited, but then nervous, and I don't know what's going to happen. Because, like I said in previous videos, I go through this website called undergroundpoetry.com, and they have a podcast there. And one of the guys had wrote to me saying that they wanted to review my poem in their podcast where other people can listen to it and give their input on what they think. So I'm really, really excited about it because I had just wrote the poem. I was just thinking, think I was going through some stuff. Can't really remember right now. But I was just like, sitting down, thinking, and I started to write, and that's what I came up with. But I never expected like someone to really like it. I never expect that with most of my poems for anybody to like it. I just write what I write or what I feel, and it just comes out like that. And I think that poem specifically, I want to say I was triggered, and that's because I was walking like down the street with my daughter, my 4 year old that day, and I saw like this car like going real slow. So I got scared and like I ran like another way so nothing bad happened. But it's just the fear of how I might perceive because of my body. And like sometimes it's good, sometimes not so good. I think I've talked about this before on a previous video. It could be like real scary, and like I feel like people don't see me as a person, they just see, you know, the physical appearance of me. And sometimes that is frustrating. So in the poem, I'm just like stating how I feel being the body type that I am, and hopefully other girls can relate to it. And I think one of the lines I have put was about, because I was remembering, I was seeing this part of the movie, and usually it was about like, how girls would stuff tissue to make it look like their boobs were bigger. And for me, I didn't have to do that, but just being a bigger size, it's like it's not all that is cracked up to be. Because people make fun of you, guys act stupid because of it, and you go through things. So that's one of the things I was stating on it. And also the fact that I do feel pressured when it comes to sexual situations with a guy, because it feels like they want you to be this perfect thing, or you have to shave her well, you have to do X, Y, and Z. And I feel that's a lot of pressure. It makes me feel like, okay, well, I'm not that type of person that you want. So I have put a little bit in that part because I feel a lot of times I'm always hearing, well, I want a girl that's really shaved and this and that. And it's like, it's frustrating. And that's basically all that's been going on with me. I'm still working on my fifth poetry book. I want to do about 40 to 50 poems, but right now I'm barely at 20, so it might take me some time, but I'll get there. And yeah, last night I couldn't sleep at all. Well, because my daughter, she has insomnia. So we were up at 4 a.m. So tonight, hopefully, I can sleep because I am so tired. And yeah, it's kind of difficult when that happens because I'm supposed to take my meds to go to sleep. But if she can't sleep, I cannot take my meds to go to sleep. Then who's going to be here too? take care of her. So I might get a little bit of trouble with my doctors, but I think they need to put that into consideration. Because I know maybe I miscounted this time when I was doing my medicines, because I don't know if any of you guys have to get medication for mental issues, but it's like at the end of the month or whatever, like they want you to count how many you have left of the medicine, and somehow I miscounted, or it wasn't the exact amount on both medicines I take for a night, and I do know the reason for that, and it's not that I missed one and didn't take the other. It's really the fact that I was getting my medicines out, and I guess I didn't close the tops right, and like some of the medicine might have fallen in the sink. It was an accident. I didn't do it on purpose. So I kind of got in trouble, and they're like, "Well, you're already missing days now, so you need to get on track and get a pill box." And then like yesterday, I didn't take my medicine. So I was like, "You're not taking your medicine." Then I'm gonna say, "Well, I have a reason. I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm trying." I think that's the best you can do in those situations, just to try. And I know a lot of people tell me that they don't take medicines, and that's why, because of what I'm going through. And I'm just trying to do the best I can with it, really trying to, go forward with this medicine stuff, because before I would already given up or be like, oh, I'm not gonna do this no more, and I'll be like, I'm fine, and then months later, I will have a breakdown or something that I'm not fine. So I'm really trying. The I think I've always had an issue with spacing out since like forever, but now I would say it's getting worse, and that's after the fact I've been taking these medicines. But unfortunately, there's nothing they can do about it. So I just have to try to exercise my mind more, which I do because I write poetry. I try to do things. Maybe I can do more. I don't know. But I'm really trying on that aspect to concentrate and to focus. And the crazy thing is, like, they can even tell when they're talking to me in these video chats about my medicines, they tell I space out. They can tell I take time to answer questions. And it's like, if you can tell that something is not right, I don't understand. But they say they can't do nothing about that part, so uh, I'm trying. I'm trying to, focus and get better. It's not really something I can turn on and off. And I don't do it on purpose. It just happens. Like someone can be just talking to me, and I just go another place for a little bit. But I think now it's like more noticeable. And I really try not to do that, but I can't control it. I don't know. I think mostly when I was younger, it was probably like an escape thing for me. When something bad would happen, I was like my go to thing, or just in general. And then now it's like I can't turn it on or off. It just, happens. And it's hard because it makes things difficult. And it's like always trying to act like you're normal and you have things all together. And if anyone sees a little flaw, it's like the end of the world. And it's difficult to try to cope with all this stuff. But I am trying. But other than that, things have been good. I'm just extremely nervous about this podcast. You know, this poetry community stuff is really new to me. Like, I've been writing since I was 15. That's when I first fell in love with poetry. I fell in love with poetry by the poet Edgar Allan Poe. I love him. And the poem that I actually read, that got me to love poetry was The Raven, because my name's Raven. But yeah, and it's like I get some questions about that as well, where people will ask me like, "Well, how much of a fan are you really, or how much of a, I think they call it, Poe fanatic are you really?" And I'm honestly gonna say, I have not read everything of Edgar Allan Poe, but the stuff I did read, I really do like it, and he does inspire me to be a poet. Because I even like looked at, what do you call them, those documentaries, and it really didn't inspire me in the sense that even though all this bad stuff that was happening to him and the problems he had, he still kept going with the poetry stuff, and that was inspiring to me. And I think when I was thinking about going through Amazon to get the publishing my publishing books done, I had seen, I think it was a picture, because I also do follow the Pope Museum. Oh my gosh, I really want to go there. Like, I'm not even joking. I really want to go there. Well, I was following them, I think, on Instagram or something, and it said there was like this printout of, like, I guess it was a book or something back then, that he had, published his book, and I thought that was inspiring. And I go, well, if he tried so many times to get his book published and get his stuff out there, I can do it too. So that's where I take from it the positives, because I think a lot of people seem to think I am very crazy for liking him in the first place, but I don't see it that way. And then I got a message from this guy. He was like, "Oh, how much of a Poe fanatic are you?" And I told him the story that I do love, which is The Telltale Heart, because that's like my favorite book. And the reason that it's my favorite is because I like how in the book goes through the details of, what the guy is planning to do to the old man. And my favorite part is at the end, excuse me, how the man, well, the boy, I guess, buried the man under the floorboards. And like when the police come to investigate because they heard a sound or whatever, he's at first, playing it off all cool and whatnot. And then he starts to hear like the beating of the old man's heart. And, it drives him crazy. And then he confesses. And I do like that part because it talks about, if you do something wrong and then you hear the beating of a heart like a guilty conscience or something. That's what I took from it. So that's why I love that story. And I also, of course, read The Raven. I like The Black Hat. Trying to think here. And I also like Annabelle Lee, Alone, The Red Masquerade, I think it's called. I like that one too. The Pit and the Pillingham. That one's cool. So there's still a lot I need to read because I don't know a lot, obviously. But I don't think that should really define who I am as a poet because of it, you know? So it's difficult. Or sometimes I get asked, what kind of poet am I? And like, I honestly don't know. I just write whatever I write and however it comes out. Like, I don't know. I don't want to be in this box of being one specific kind of poet. I want to do a lot of things at one time. So it's been a journey, but I'm still going at it, and I want to learn more and research more poets, um, just learn like new stuff. I feel like this is where I'm meant to be, and this poetry stuff. I don't know why. I just get like this feeling that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And even like how I'm doing that podcast now is like more definite than other than this is what I'm supposed to be doing, because things that I say, it can reach people and be able to relate to me and maybe even learn something. So I'm just gonna keep going at it. And that's enough of my rambling, I guess. I was just anxious, really. But I'm really excited. And hopefully, when I know more information about how this podcast is going to happen, I'll definitely let y'all know. So that's it.